Welcome to the virtual Who Not How monthly mastermind call. We host these every Wednesday, and we'd love to see you on it and hopefully help you out with a question. My name is Chris Thompson. I'm in the corner barn. I'm always with my man, Mr. Jay Mora.
And if you've ever been in a position where you want to be around people that are looking to grow their business, get better at sales, get better at closing more leads, get better at acquiring more rentals or buy dirt or whatever it is, this is one of the places where we come with no agenda. There's questions that can help each other. There's mindset tips, accountability. Accountability is a big one, especially. And every third Wednesday of the month, we are here live for an hour during lunchtime, and we're looking forward to see you there.
You heard the man. Every third Wednesday from 12 to 1, I'll be here in the corner barn. We never know where Jay's going to be. He's always on the road. So we will catch you next month. See ya. What do you got going on, Michael?
Not much, man. Trying to get into this real estate world with you guys.
Tell me more. Give me some
Um,
give me some runway.
I'm working on pre-foreclosures basically, and at the moment just assigning those contracts because I don't know what I'm doing. So earning while I'm learning. So
Not a
making
bad place
a
to
lot of
start.
phone calls.
Oh yes. Yeah, wholesaling is definitely a lot of legwork,
Yeah.
to say the least. How are you finding it?
I work with Michael Frankie. Are you familiar with him?
I feel like I should know better, but yeah, the name sounds familiar.
Yeah, he basically has a system that provides us with a list of people have auctions coming up. So we're just working on calling those and helping where I can.
I like it.
Figure if it helps enough
How long you
people.
been with him?
A couple months.
Okay.
So
How many deals have you closed?
none yet. So
Ah,
working on my
you'll
first
get
one.
there. You'll
I
get there.
figure once I do that, I'll figure out how much work I got to do that a second time, and then
Hmm.
hopefully as I get better, I can do the same production with less effort.
That is definitely the goal. That is definitely the goal. So how many, just say for baseline, just say you've been at it for 2 months. How many people have you talked to in those 2 months?
Uh, I've probably talked to about a dozen, and I'd say about like a quarter of those are have been good conversations. Most of them think they have it figured out for now, so I'm just in the follow-up phase with those people.
Hmm.
Um, so I've got one, and just follow up with them every week or so. Um, he got the original auction postponed, but now there's a hearing on June 4th, so I talked with him today. And he said things are on track, but I think I've built a rapport with him that if selling is the best answer for him, he's going to go with me. So that's
It's a
a
good sign.
that's more of a slow burn. Another lady, she thinks she has a friend that's going to bail her out.
Mm,
So I
definitely
thought,
stay on her.
yeah,
I've had those same calls to where, oh, my friend, my family, whatever, they're gonna catch me up.
right,
That never happens.
yeah. So
Never happens. So definitely stay on them. And even if it does come through, I forget what the stat is, but something to the effect of like 80 to 90% of people that, you know, are in trouble and then get out end up right back in there. Just say they get a loan mod.
yep.
Um, Shortly after, within 3 months, they're back on the block.
Yeah, I've got a lot of those in my queue that I'm not sure how to handle those yet. I can see through the paperwork that they're in bankruptcy or have a loan mod, and so I have them. I still put notes in there, knowing that from what I understand about loan modifications, it's about 10% success rate, and then bankruptcy is just buying time, not and you're going to be in a worse situation 3 months than you are today.
Hmm.
So,
Yes.
I just got to figure out how to have that conversation with them. So, but again, like at least I know they exist, and
Right.
my notes will let me know how to hit their pain points.
Yeah. No, for sure.
So, tell me about this group. Um, like
Or
I
Who Not
love.
How?
Oh, there we go. Yeah, I
Oh,
I
there's Mr.
love
J.
I love all of their stuff.
Well, thank you. No, this is so I just hit 4 years in sub two, and after about a year, they asked me to be one of the local leaders and start a meetup. I started doing the power hours
Right.
and then did that for quite a while, and then just kind of slowly transitioned to where now it's more of just a mastermind, to where we're just, hey, let's, no agendas, um, topics that were, if somebody has something, great, but we're not coming in with, hey, we have a speaker or we have this topic to discuss.
Right.
We're here to help and answer questions, and we might throw some questions at you that we're going to get help out of. So we do a uh, in person once a month at my office at Remax. That's the second Saturday of every month, and then we do the virtual one every third Wednesday of the month.
Okay. Cool. I'll join you on
Um,
the virtual. I'm in Florida, so I'm not gonna make the.
I don't say I blame you for not making the in person. What's up, Mr. Mora?
Hey, brother, how are you? Hey,
I'm
Michael,
great.
how are you?
Hi, Jay. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, brother.
Um,
What do you
we're
got for
just
topic? What are we? I came in
Michael
late.
is working on a short sale on a wholesale team chasing pre-foreclosures.
Nice, nice. Florida only?
What's
Uh,
that?
Florida only or all over?
Um, I think Florida only. I don't know. We didn't actually discuss that. I just know he's in Florida and he's working on a wholesale team.
Cool. Awesome. How'd you hear about the group, Michael?
I'm friends with Chris on Facebook. I know him through oh shoot,
Networking.
yeah, Sub two and the infinite banking thing. But like, I love this book, and hopefully I get to where I can hire somebody to make my job easier. Find somebody that's does all the paperwork, so I
It
can just make
definitely
phone
helps.
calls because I'm learning that's a lot more work than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I know. Hey, this is especially you're chasing foreclosures. Where it's just Florida or where else?
Yeah, I just want to work with people like in my local community. So I'm in Orlando, so just the surrounding counties.
Okay.
Um,
I was just in Orlando last week. Cool.
oh yeah,
Yeah, I had a cheer competition for my daughter.
a lot of those every weekend.
Yeah, yeah. So what questions do you have about your how long have you been doing it, brother?
2 months, we'll call it. And I've been playing more than working in for I'd say a month and a half of that. So now it's time to do the hard work.
Awesome. What does that mean? What's hard work? Let's hash some hard work out.
100 phone calls a day.
Okay. What have you been noticing? Because I know that could destroy you mentally.
I mean, I've been in sales forever, so I'm used to that. Just these have bigger payouts, which means there's a bigger gap between yeses. So I gotta remind myself that even though I'm getting more no's, they're worth more money.
Awesome. Do you also have a full-time job or what's that look like?
I own my own insurance agency, so that's kind of like, but that I think that's short-lived, just the way everything's progressing in the industry and just AI and stuff like that. And so real estate is going to let me build faster than what I'm doing now.
Have you noticed AI being kind of like getting rid of a lot of like the middle people in the insurance industry, or are people still
Not yet,
face to
but
face? I
the
mean, belly to belly on the call or whatever. Like, how does that work now with AI being, taking over a lot of these, people getting quotes now through online, and people just pretty much want to bypass the salesperson. Like, what have
yeah,
you?
the carriers have been trying to cut the agents out forever, but it's hard to do because people have questions they want answers to. And so just having them go to a website wasn't doing it. But now if you have a AI agent who is able to answer those questions and the insurance company can, pay $100,000 for that technology and not have to pay commissions to agent, like it's more scalable for them. And so I imagine Progressive and all those are gonna move towards that model, which means in the short term they'll cut commissions, and then long term they'll have a chain, an AI chain is probably outproducing their independent agent chain. Just my, and
That's
I think,
really interesting. Scary, but interesting.
yeah,
It's like the more and more I hear about AI, the more, white collar jobs are on the line. Like it's replacing a lot of that, just I think as Jay said, that middle management, middle of the road employee. Whether it's insurance, this is the first I'm hearing about that, but one I've heard a lot about are like paralegals and lawyers and doctors and just the basic stuff. And like you can get all of that on AI within like a split second.
yeah. Instead
Oh
instead of
man.
having instead of having 10 paralegals compiling all the data, you could have one that reviews what AI does and takes out the slop so that you don't go to court with a case that doesn't exist.
Right.
But again, you've shrunk your workforce by 10 times, and so
Yeah.
100%.
I personally, as someone who never had a job, someone who's a bum on paper, always been, my own business owner, I think this is exposing the weaknesses in people like that really don't know what they're doing. All they do is click buttons. They really don't have a grasp of business, and it's allowing the person that has been grinding for so many years, building a marketing. I think it's allowing the solopreneur to start. I think that there's going to be a huge exchange of wealth, especially right now. And with AI, I think it's only going to help the solopreneur become more adapted to every single one of these situations. Because before I used to have 11 VAs and I would have to pay what, $800, $900 a month to have these each part-time VA. But now I'm half cyborg now. Everything now is AI. The only thing I don't delegate to AI is me talking to people and getting them emotionally involved and figuring out how we can figure out the situation.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. If it's going to allow one person to scale quicker.
I
I
mean,
heard one of the best lines, I think it was this week, may have been last week, but it wasn't um not that AI is going to take people's jobs. It's the people that understand how to use AI are going to take the jobs. And Michael, I think as you said earlier, it's going to cut the amount of humans needed by half, if not more.
Yeah.
So, you might only need one or two paralegals or VAs or something to that effect that know how to operate the AI. I mean, that's kind of where I'm at, where my VA runs a lot of that AI stuff and it just amplified what she does. It's faster, it's quicker, it's cleaner, it's all the things. And going down that rabbit hole, I was like, well, hey, I'm looking to replace my VA with this AI.
Right.
I don't think it's there yet. I think the tech will be there eventually, probably sooner than I'm, planning in my head. But for right now, I like to talk to that actual person, not just the AI agent, but
100%.
talking to that person and then having them go do all the necessary things to learn and teach the AI to do the things I'm asking them to do. It just made my life easier because I need to explain less. And now I don't have to go hire more help.
Right.
I just found a system to help the help I already have.
I use AI to be able to show me how to train my VA to do the thing. Because sometimes, as business owners, we kind of don't really know how to do the processes. We just know how to get in front of people, talk to them, and close on the call and have these conversations. But in the in-between stuff that we're trying to like figure it out, AI could help. You could use that to train yourself to be able to train the person that's going to help you maximize it. That's what I'm using it for. Yeah, no, nobody's going to change. I don't think anything's ever going to change that heart to heart connection with people. People are humans, man. People aren't robots. So,
Yeah, but so are your VAs local or overseas?
so
Overseas.
overseas, yeah.
I mean, exactly what AI is doing. And instead of paying them pennies on the dollar, which is still like it's you got to pay them every month with your AI. You basically just do a one-time lump sum into it, and then you've onshored your offshore to a virtual person instead of a
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that I believe that could be offloaded to AI for sure, especially like the 24/7 support. A lot of that could be done, through AI.
I have that set up for my property management company. They can call this number and the AI can answer a lot of the general questions. I'm like, this is amazing.
yeah.
I love it. And then, of course, if it's a high level question, then it's probably not needing to be answered in the middle of the night. And if it's emergency, call 911.
Right.
You know,
Mhm.
I'm not a firefighter, I'm not a cop. If you need either one of those, just call them directly.
There's a lot of stuff that we always answer, right? We're always repeating ourselves, and I noticed that's what we can use AI for. Like anything that we were always, calling somebody back with the same answer, AI could quickly email them back, send a
Mhm.
text message, automate it through webhooks. I think that's very beneficial, especially for the most common stuff, questions that people have. That's what I find AI very good at, and research. I think AI is really good with research, understanding my market. What are people typing in Google? What are people typing in on YouTube? I can have that at a glance and create marketing that's going to attract people to me. I believe in full attraction marketing, and I just see it getting better. Yeah, I know there's kind of like flows. Like Claude has his ups, its ups and downs. ChatGPT has its ups and downs. All these other Perplexity. But I'm telling you, I think they're like all competing against each other, like trying to, one up. And I personally think people are like, oh no, Claude's the best. AI, this person. No, I think they all have their own function. And I think if you just know how to use it, consider those your VAs, especially if you know how to automate it.
Well, and Jay, if you think back to when you were in probably elementary school, Facebook and MySpace.
Yeah.
MySpace was out first,
Yeah.
and comparing this to all the AI companies, MySpace was out first, and everyone was like, "That's the stuff," and then Facebook shows up, and then slowly just overtakes it, and MySpace is not even a thing to be heard of.
Yeah.
So there's Claude, there's Gemini, there's Perplexity, there's 4 million other ones. They're all racing to see which one, maybe two, are going to stick long term. And then I think the winners, so to speak, will just absorb the ones who didn't win.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I'm seeing a lot of people utilize AI the wrong way. I see it like when people are responding to comments and stuff, you can tell that it's AI. Like, give me a mistake, give me a typo, I don't want to see all these M dashes, see all these um if it isn't this, it is that, those types of
It's just all the computer code, all the
no way.
binary language.
Yeah, all that language. Like nobody talks like that. Come on.
No, I think
So
you and I were talking about this, Jay, yesterday. And it was like on my post. If there's not at least one misspelled word in a paragraph, people are going to know it's not me.
mhm.
Should I do a better job spell checking? Absolutely, I should. But when I post something, everybody knows it's me because there's usually something wrong with it.
Yep. I like to post I like to respond in a very contrarian like manner, and AI can't do that for me right now.
No, it doesn't have that human aspect and it doesn't know you enough. Just like a lot of the videos that I do, I'm still producing them myself because when I've had AI do it, it just takes the personality out of it.
Mhm.
Love me, hate me, anywhere in between. People call me because of my personality. That my, as the realtor. On the investor side, they don't care. But to represent them on the buyer or the seller side, it winning a listing appointment is a popularity contest.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yes, you have to have the resume to do everything, but it's a popularity contest. If they're going to interview three people, they're going to pick the person that they like the most. Because ultimately, everybody's got the same marketing plan, and this person might do this better, and this person might do this better, and I do this better. But you average everything out and they're pretty much the same. So at that point, it's just who do you like better?
Yeah, and most people they choose the person that doesn't sound like everyone else. So
Mhm.
that's the thing. That human aspect of what makes Michael different from this other guy that's telling me that they could save me from foreclosure. But like why? Like everybody says the same shit, right?
Mostly.
Everyone says the
Mhm.
same thing. I can help you get out of your house in 30 days or less and get all this as is, no repairs, yada yada yada. You know it. Everyone says the same thing. But what if what they need is time? What if what they need is an extension? Maybe they could pay you to consult to help them save their home from foreclosure. Sometimes it's not always, hey, let me make money from the house. How about maybe we can figure out a solution on a consulting basis? Maybe you just need a loan modification. Could you maybe charge a fee for that and make some money and save somebody from a bad situation? And so there's different ways of skinning that pig, is what I'm saying. And I think having AI fully take over that, it's not gonna.
Yeah, not in that situation. Like the niches will need people, but 80% of your day-to-day stuff can be
Yeah.
automated.
Oh, 100%. Oh yeah, I love being automated, and I'm very unorganized, extremely unorganized. Oh my goodness, guys,
I can vouch for that. Yes, he
I
is.
write with pencil and paper. Like this is my system. And then all I do is just take a picture, put it into AI, and then it organizes my thoughts. And then it tells me, hey, this, you said one thing here and one thing here. Make up your mind. Which one is it? It's like, oh, okay, yeah, you're right. I'm just going on, my ADHD is going all over the place. So that's where it helps me.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I think this is a huge opportunity to be able to become the solopreneur that we dreamed of 10, 15 years ago, but we needed all these people. And
Right.
so that's what I see. And I'm so passionate about it because I had to pay all those people. And now it's like, okay, I don't have to pay so much, but I still like the human aspect. I want to talk to, 3 VAs instead of 15, and try to manage a team and not just that, I get a lot less messages. Oh, we had a typhoon this week. The power went out in Milan. I get a lot less of that now.
Yeah.
So anyways, you've been doing it a couple months now. Prior to that, you still have your agency with insurance. Is that correct, Michael?
Yeah, I do home auto light commercial here in Florida, but also have my life insurance license pretty much nationwide. So, um,
Awesome.
I do. How many, on average, how many life policies do you do a year?
um, depends on the marketing at the time. So, right now it's slowed up. So that's one reason I'm getting into real estate so I can create my own workflows and not work somebody else's.
I get
Learning the hard way that if you don't have control of your leads and you don't have control of your business. So, um,
very true.
and so that's why
Very,
I'm
very true.
pivoting to this. Like the goal is to learn how to do this here in Orlando, and then duplicate that in the Knoxville, Tennessee area. That's where my all my family lives. So that way I can go back and forth and always have something to do.
I love that. I love
I like
that.
it. I like
So
it.
your business, what questions you might have on it? Anything that intrigues you?
No, I mean it's not easy, but it's pretty simple. It's just, calling people, finding their pain points and I kind of go through their options. And only about, two of the five options includes me making any money. So that's kind of like my differentiator right now. Um, but help people stay in their homes. And then like Zig Ziglar says, if you help people get what they need, you'll get everything you want. So
Yeah, it's true. So true.
Very, very true.
So true. So here's the thing. People are taking a lot of advice pre-AI from many years ago. AI wasn't even a thought. So Zig Ziglar, gosh, I listen to old stuff all the books that I read, I don't read any of this new shit that you see nowadays. Oh gosh, I'm so against that. That's why I'm very contrarian. Give me a psychology book from like 1950. I mean, like, people that actually like sat in front of people that were in psych wards, helping people get better. That's the type of stuff I get excited of.
Well, it's real training.
Yeah.
I'm gonna poop on college for a second, but most college professors have never actually been in the field of what they were doing. So how do you teach something that you've actually never done and
Mhm.
do it well? You don't. Versus there's, you know, 4 bazillion people on YouTube teaching marketing and they're gurus and that. Okay, so maybe 10% of them actually know what they're talking about, and 10% of that are actually good at it. So
Mhm.
trying to filter through all of that, it's a pain in the butt. But at the end of the day, it's there. You just have to hunt for it. If you're willing to put the work in anything, you're going to be successful.
And focus on one thing. Get really good at that.
Oh, definitely focus on one thing.
Yeah, yeah,
I
Michael,
am
you
King
just got
Squirrel
this,
Brain over
Michael.
here.
You're gonna get
Oh,
the fever, man. Oh, dude, I've been in real estate since 2012, 2013 timeframe. Man, I can tell you, if I only focused on one damn thing, oh gosh, I'd be so much further ahead. And yeah, I think one thing. We want to jump into everything, especially, are you in sub two, brother? I didn't get the context. Oh, okay, yeah, Sub two is that, big,
it's like drinking from a fire hose.
yeah, yeah, big sphere of confusion. There's everything there. There's a lot of stuff there, but then we want to what? Let me jump on a mobile home Zoom. Let me jump on RV park Zoom. Let me jump on foreclosure Zooms, and then we get stuck in Zoom, in a Zoom community that doesn't give us any outcome in our bank account.
Yeah, that's what's so crazy. Like I'm old school. I just want to deal with single family homes, and that's at least in the sub two community, it's almost become a niche to do single family homes because everybody's, multifamily homes, RV parks, like they all have the shiny object syndrome, which means less people are focused on the thing that's there every day.
Find your niche, man. Find your niche. Everybody's looking for that flea infested house. I like dirt. I like land. I like that's, you can make money so many different ways that way. So, but I focus on that where everybody else knows how to, deal with the house, deal with that. I'm just speaking a different message and everybody comes to me because they feel like, man, this guy knows what he's talking about. But
I mean, you know a thing or two.
I know a thing or two. Yeah. I mean, been doing it full time since I was a child. I started my first fix and flip. I was 14 with my father.
Wow.
So I just know real estate. That's really it. I know real estate and I know people. That's it.
Yeah, I've seen it in action, so I can certainly vouch for it.
Thank you, man. Thank you. But yeah, no, if you have any questions, Michael, this is like these Zooms there's really no topic for it. I don't know if Chris told you, we don't bring in live speakers that don't know what they're talking about.
Nope. We don't try to pitch or sell anything. It's just, hey,
everyone has
let's
a
come have a
certain.
conversation and everybody has a viewpoint on it. And it doesn't matter who brings up the topic. Like, I just knew that we had to jump on at 12 o'clock today. Outside of that, I knew nothing else. And we ended up talking about AI for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
I like it.
And
You know,
it's nice how these conversations sway because we started conversations before where it was just talking about, I don't know, maybe some mindset stuff, and all of a sudden we saved somebody from foreclosure that was on the call. It's like, wow.
yeah.
Yeah, you just never know where things lead, and so I like these types of calls because there's no agenda in it. Everybody has a viewpoint because maybe I might need an IOL, maybe I might need something. Now I know Michael's there to help me, and that's the thing. When you're like belly to belly with people talk.
Yeah,
And that's why we do these. Now, a sub two Zoom, there are going to be 400 people on them.
that's true too.
And no one communicates with each other.
I don't think I don't, in person or virtual, I don't think we've hit over 30 people per mastermind meetup, whatever you want to call it. But we actually prefer that.
Oh yeah.
because yeah, I mean, the pictures are great for social media and like, hey, we have all these followers, but there's three of us on the call right now. We went really deep on one topic.
Mhm.
Hopefully, we gave you some information that'll help you kind of swerve your way through. Maybe we sparked a conversation that you're having in your head right now that's like, hey, these guys said this. So if I shift what I'm telling these people from this to that, maybe I can close the next deal or another deal or so on and so forth. And it's those little subtleties that make the largest difference across anything.
Or the contrarian approach. Maybe these guys are full of shit.
I mean, we both have brown eyes, so I'm at least full of shit up to here. That's what my mom used to tell me, bless her. Um, but yeah, no, we like to we like to help. That's why we do this stuff. You know, yes, we're both in sub two, but none of our meetups or masterminds say anything about sub two. We're just like, you like real estate? Come hang out. If
Yeah.
you're into business, if you need sales help, just come hang out
I
because it's
think
all who you surround yourself with.
the biggest lesson I've learned just since doing this, I started working with Carolyn Kane a little bit first. But like sub two should be your backup plan if the traditional thing doesn't go. Like if somebody's going to sell it to you cash, why overcomplicate it and then dilute your profit? So that's learning that. I'm like, okay, cool. Like I have this, like I can resurrect a deal through sub two, but I shouldn't try to make everything sub two. And I see that in the Facebook group all the time. Everybody is like, oh, how do I do this sub two? And I'm like, just offer them cash.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
If they say no, then look for an alternative. But like if they're gonna sell to you cash, why do you need all this other stuff?
Yeah, Caroline's favorite line from when I first joined, I was on the daily dial all the time. You know, it was always cash, 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 go for terms last. Okay. And now I think, fully embracing that. So when I do send an offer out, cash is always going to be first, but the cash offer is going to be so bad that it's the I don't want it price. And if I can get terms, and not even necessarily sub two, whether it's seller finance, hybrid, stack method, Morby method, whatever, I actually prefer those other options better because now I don't have the potential of a sub two do one sale clause looming over my head.
Right.
Not that I'm nervous about it anyways, but it's just one more thing to take off of the worry list, especially now with all these companies implementing the AI to hunt for deals that are sub two.
Yeah.
Like that, the pucker factor on that's like, thankfully, the properties I do own sub two, I've owned sub two for a couple years now, and I've already built equity and I'm at break even or above. But if I closed on a sub two deal this month and I get called next month, I've only got 6 months to fix that. So if I just overpaid for something because the terms were really great, crap, I can't refi now. Am I going to lose it? But thankfully, I've been doing it long enough. I know how to fix it if it does arise. Not the most ideal situation, but there's plenty of ways to fix all of that stuff.
Yeah, and there's a place for the subject to if you get one of the cash flows, which is hard to find here in Florida right now. I'm hoping and Tennessee it might be a little easier just because everything's a little bit more
Florida's
affordable.
got a long way to go. And
But for a long term rentals, if your cash flows, then subject to makes a lot of sense. Well,
yeah, well, if they bought it right.
right.
And if they're,
Yeah.
more than likely you'll end up in a hybrid situation. And if they're willing to take no payments on that hybrid side, okay, then yeah, that could work.
Yeah.
Because I'm hunting in a specific market in Florida right now. I've been studying it for, 5, 6 months now. I've been there, I've looked at a couple things, and I'm gonna have to offer between 100 and $125,000 less, not even for a great deal, but just for a good, decent long-term cash flow deal.
Yeah.
There's a duplex I'm looking at, then like they want 270 a side, and I'm like, I'm at 300 for both sides. combined.
Uh, the
That deal's not going to work. So let's figure out some terms. But they just relisted. They had it on the market for almost a year. And the crazy part is it's an investor and it's still not rented. I'm like, are you just burning this cash every single month? And like that alone right there tells me that they're either really loaded or they don't have a mortgage on it,
Right.
which both are good in my favor because if you don't have a mortgage, now you can give me seller financing.
yeah.
If you do
Well,
have a mortgage and you're that stupid loaded, you're looking for tax reasons to get out of things. Okay, well, I can structure something to help you avoid taxes.
yep.
So next month, I'm planning on putting together an LOI with 3 different structures.
Mhm.
They're just going back on now. I already talked to my agent down there. They're just going on back on market at the same price they just came off the market on a month ago. I'll let them sit there and season out for another month. Realize that, hey, it's the price, it's not the agent and their, poor marketing.
Yeah.
And then if I can close on that deal by December, I win.
And then
But
the
I've been hunting that whole thing for a year.
wow.
I think, I don't care what anyone says, I think the hardest strategies to really understand is the subject to and seller financing. I don't, everybody says it's super easy, but because they're not seeing what the biggest impact could be on the seller if things go wrong. And
Mhm.
I've seen so many deals, like, so people want to use subject to wholesale. Subject to and seller financing should be an avenue for you to build wealth. If you want to take it on. I've never sold a subject to or a seller finance deal to someone without a portfolio, because that person has to understand what they're taking on. Like, they're not only taking on a property for themselves, they're taking on a property that could come with a due on sale clause, that could come with some type of issue that requires them to be in communication with the previous seller. And if I'm just in and out, that could come back on me, for one thing, because I was a
Oh,
middle.
absolutely. I have a
So,
couple of
very
wholesalers that I
advanced
work
strategy.
with locally that they know my buy box, they know my markets, and anytime and every time they have a sub 2 deal, they call me. They're like, if you don't want it, and then I'm going to move on because I don't trust anybody else to know how to handle and manage owning a sub 2 property. So same thing that Jay just said. If that guy does it, that wholesaler sells it to a bad buyer. Now that wholesaler's on the hook also because they're the ones that were the middleman that orchestrated the whole thing.
Right.
And most wholesalers don't understand what it's like to buy for cash flow. Most of them, the
Oh gosh,
majority
no.
of them, because
Yeah.
we're just marketers.
I
No, they,
won't
they know what that fee is at closing, and that's it.
That's it.
I won't wholesale a sub to just because you don't have control of the
Mhm.
buyer and like
It depends on your buyer, right? I don't think you should not wholesale a sub two, but I think you should bring it to people that they have a portfolio. They understand what it's like to use leverage from these properties. They understand what it's like to buy. Just because somebody's a cash flow investor doesn't also make them a sub two buyer, right? They have to understand the entire process too. What could go wrong? What are the what ifs? Because the what ifs will happen at some point eventually in your career.
Oh, it's real estate. It's a what if, it's a when if.
When if. Mhm.
It's real estate. It's not if something's going to happen, it's when something's going to happen. And I've been at this for 20 years as an agent predominantly. Yeah, I've owned some rental properties along the way. I've flipped properties along the way, but I got quote unquote serious about investing 4 years ago.
Mhm.
Okay.
Made a lot of mistakes in the first year and a half, paid for them for the last year and a half, 2 years. And now I'm finally starting to get over that hump to where it's like, okay, I paid a lot for my education on what not to do. Now let's start tackling and moving forward. And in
Mhm.
that process, I've had as many as 32, 33 rental doors. And now I'm down to currently 25. I have one alligator property that I am working on getting rid of. And I call it an alligator property because it is eating me alive.
Okay. I was gonna ask about that.
Um, yeah, this thing is eating me alive. I just need to cut, run, move on, and be done. Just the mind clearing of that thing being gone is going to be worth its weight in gold.
Yeah. Yeah, people don't think about those things when you get the property, the opportunity. Most I hear a lot in the communities. Well, just give it back to the seller if things go wrong. I was like, are you kidding me? They're in a very bad situation. Do you really think that they want to be dealing with it again eventually, 5 years down the line? No. So yeah, you don't
Very
want to.
true.
It's like kicking the can down the road. We're not here to kick the can down the road. We're here to, fix it once and first and foremost, completely. And yeah, yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Don't jump on those bandwagons, "Ah, let me jump on this and then jump on the other stuff." And that's a scary part, thing to be in, because once you start getting a little bit of traction and then you see something else, it's like, oh, let me try this. This might work. And then all of a sudden everything restarts all over again.
Appreciate that.
Of course, of course. What else you got for me, brother? What do you got? What
So where are
other?
you at? Where are you at, Jay?
I live in Maryland.
Oh,
I'm from Florida. I'm from Naples, Florida.
all right.
I'm here in 2017. Moved here for work. Back in 2017, people weren't staying full time in Florida. Now everybody's like, I feel like more people are staying full time. I'm from Naples, so Naples was half the year was amazing. Work. All the snowbirds and New Englanders came, New Yorkers, and then half the year dead. And so at that time, there wasn't that kind of stability as there is now. People are staying more. COVID helped a lot with people just staying at home, working from home remotely, the communication. But yeah, that's why I moved from Florida, and I'm planning on coming back someday. Again, real soon.
Yeah. With when COVID happened, a lot of people were able to work in Boston or Philadelphia and New York, but since it was remote living in Florida, I'm curious to see like some of those companies have now called their people back into the office. Like, have those people just switched jobs, or are we going to see some of those people moving back out just because they can't make the same amount of money here that they could in one of those big cities? Like, be interested to see how that plays out.
So I think it'd be a real step back for sure, especially since we've seen an increase of productivity from the use of just not having to drive on the highway. And gosh, I-4, oh, I was just, oh, geez, man, it's bad, dude.
Yep.
And when I
You
was
you
living there, it
couldn't pay
wasn't
me to
as
drive to
bad.
Orlando.
When I was living there, it was not as bad. Now it's like brutal.
It,
Hmm.
it it depends, but yeah, that's what people always ask me. How close are you to Disney? I'm like somewhere between 40 minutes and 2 hours.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, last week we stayed at the Drury, the Plaza Hotel,
Oh yeah.
and just to get to downtown Disney, which is walking distance. I'm sorry, Disney Springs. Just to get to Disney Springs, which is walking distance, 15 minutes. To take the bus back, like if you wanted to take the bus back later in the evening from Disney Springs, it was an hour and 10 minutes for a 15-minute walk. So yeah, doesn't make sense.
Wow.
Hmm.
Yeah, I just want to go to the Bahamas.
Yeah, yeah, no, seriously. I like warm weather. Although it is warm today. It's hot today.
Dude, it's hot.
Yeah.
I haven't put my window unit in my office yet. So it's hotter than Hades in here. And I kept looking at the weather. I'm like, it's gonna get cold again tomorrow for the next like week. Forget it. I'll suffer through one more day. Because I was in here yesterday evening and just sweating bullets. And I'm like, dude, come on. Just take the 5 minutes and set up the AC. I'll do it later. I'll do it later.
You know,
Yeah.
like,
I'll get to it.
we,
But
we have what I call fake hot here in Florida right now. Like it's high 80s and humid, but like it just kind of shot up out of nowhere, so it feels hotter than it does. Because
right.
in June, 92 is going to be like the normal, and you get used to it just because like you're dealing with it every day. But the first couple of weeks of the high 80s, you're like, oh my God, it's so hot, and it's not. And so
But the beauty of Florida too is you can expect an afternoon shower. You can expect an afternoon overcast, in the summertime. Here it's like, oh gosh, it's like 105 degrees and it's like no wind and it's
Oh, dude. Just the weekend.
yeah.
I mean, just last week alone, I had my pellet stove running for like half the week, and then I had my air conditioning on the other half of the week. Like, what?
Get all five
Maryland is
seasons from the
extremely
first.
bipolar. Dude, just make up your mind. Give me spring, not winter, spring, summer, and fall all in one day.
Yeah.
Um,
It
I
could be blazing hot in the morning, and then you get hail in the evening. It's like, what the hell?
yeah, I grew up in Tennessee, so that was always the saying, if you don't like the weather, wait 15 minutes.
Yeah, it'll change. Don't worry.
oh yeah,
But yeah, this is a pretty good call, man. This
yeah.
is what calls are for. You just never know what ideas you can take from these calls, and there's always someone going through something. There's always someone that got a win that could help someone else.
Mhm.
What wins do we have? Any wins this week?
Mm, I'll let you know next week. It's only midday on Wednesday. I still got 2.5 days left to make it.
Yeah, no wins yet, but same mentality. I've got some things working. Hopefully they'll pan out.
Awesome, awesome,
Stay
and
consistent. That's the best
yeah,
advice I can give you. Just stay consistent, stay on it, because it will pan out.
hmm
I
Yeah.
don't know when, but it will pan out.
I'm trying to put myself on a schedule again. Because when you work for yourself, it's too easy to work when you have to and not when you don't have to. So
Yep.
I'm trying to retrain myself, and we'll see how that goes. And so I won't be here next month because I'll be on my way to New York for my wife's birthday. But
Excellent.
I'll check back in July and let you know if I've become a better manager of myself or not.
Excellent. I'm gonna hold you to that.
it's I think it's a life, especially being an entrepreneur. It's a lifelong thing. One year you could manage yourself well, and then you spiral out of control another year, and then you want to start scaling when things are going very well, and that's a dangerous point, right? When you want to start I'm doing 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 deals a month, and all of a sudden you want to try something new, and then there's that big dip, and you don't know how to control that dip, and so that's the life of an entrepreneur. But here's the thing. I don't have to deal with somebody telling me what time to clock in. I don't have to deal with somebody telling me, "Oh yeah, no, you can't take your son to soccer because of this." Yeah, right. No, that's not. I'll do whatever I want. But then again, the cost of doing whatever you want means you got to be the person that brings in the leads. You got to be the person that brings in the mindset. There's no team building when you're doing it by yourself.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
You don't have employees to go into escape room or to try to get rid of all those workflow in the job kind of like frustrations. No, you're doing that all yourself. So
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's a good point.
Cool.
Awesome.
All
Well,
right, gentlemen.
yeah, I gotta
Well,
hop off here.
yep, I gotta jump to my next one or prep for my next one. And Jay, if you would hang on for like 2 more seconds after this, Michael, go
yep.
make it happen, buddy.
Nice to see you guys.
We'll
Here,
uh
brother.
we'll
I,
we'll,
I
uh, we'll check
accepted
with
your
you in
friend.
July to make
Accepted
sure
your
you're
friend.
staying on the ball. And I would love to hear you say you closed your first deal.
Yeah, I will have closed it before the your July meeting. I
I
promise
like it.
that.
All right. We're
All
holding
right.
you to that. All right,
See
so
you guys.
there's our what do they call them? Um, accountability. There we go.
Accountability. You're the
There's
objective.
there's our accountability Zoom right there.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
All right, buddy. Take care.